Is your organization prepared for the workforce challenges that lie ahead? Strategic staffing isn't just about filling positions, it's about future-proofing your business against costly disruptions. This presentation explores the significant risks and expenses organizations face without proper staffing planning beyond the critical April 2025 deadline. Strategic staffing is the systematic process of identifying and addressing staffing needs to ensure organizational goals are met efficiently. It extends beyond reactive hiring to proactive workforce planning. Workforce forecasting. Anticipating future staffing needs based on business goals, market trends, and projected growth to ensure adequate personnel resources. Talent acquisition strategy. Developing comprehensive approaches to attract, evaluate, and secure the right talent for your organization's needs. Skill gap analysis. Identifying disparities between current employee capabilities and skills needed to achieve organizational objectives. Succession planning. Creating pathways for knowledge transfer and leadership development to ensure continuity in key positions. Anticipating workforce needs. Proactively identify staffing requirements before they become urgent problems. Forward planning prevents costly reactive hiring. Resource optimization. Maximize productivity by having the right people in the right roles at the right time. Reduce costly overstaffing and understaffing scenarios. Employee satisfaction. Create clear career paths and growth opportunities. Improve retention through intentional development and succession planning. Global workforce trends. Remote work normalization. AI and automation integration. Aging workforce demographics. Increasing skills gaps. Industry-specific challenges. Healthcare, clinical staff shortages. Tech, specialized skill scarcity. Manufacturing, knowledge transfer issues. Retail, high turnover costs. Emerging pressures. Competitive talent acquisition. Rising compensation expectations. Work-life balance demands. Regulatory compliance complexity. Regulatory shifts. New workforce compliance regulations take effect April 2025. Organizations must adapt staffing models to avoid penalties. Market transformation. Industry analysts predict major market disruption requiring workforce restructuring. Companies without plans will struggle to compete. Skills evolution. Critical skill requirements will shift dramatically by 2025. Upskilling must begin now to avoid capability gaps. Demographic changes. Major generational workforce transition accelerates in 2025. Organizations need succession plans for knowledge retention. Companies without strategic staffing plans face significant financial burdens. These costs compound quickly, severely impacting bottom-line performance. Overstaffing. Annual cost, $450,000. Excess personnel leading to underutilization and unnecessary salary expenses. Understaffing. Annual cost, $380,000. Productivity losses and overtime expenses from insufficient workforce coverage. High turnover. Annual cost, $320,000. Expenses related to lost institutional knowledge and operational disruptions. Recruitment. Annual cost, $280,000. Advertising positions, agency fees, and time-intensive screening processes. Training new hires. Annual cost, $210,000. Resources dedicated to bringing new employees up to full productivity. Skill gaps emerge. Critical capabilities disappear as workers leave without knowledge transfer. Productivity drops. Remaining workers struggle with increased workloads and unfamiliar tasks. Competitiveness declines. Service quality and innovation suffer as teams focus on survival. Opportunities missed. Business growth stalls as resource constraints prevent pursuing new ventures. Without strategic staffing, operational challenges cascade into a dangerous downward spiral that's difficult to reverse. Deteriorating culture. Unplanned staffing leads to role uncertainty and culture erosion. Increasing turnover. Top performers leave first when they sense organizational instability. Accelerating exodus. Departures trigger more departures in a self-reinforcing cycle. The average cost of replacing a single employee ranges from 50 to 200% of their annual salary. Without strategic staffing, this expense multiplies rapidly across departments. Service quality decline. Average drop in customer satisfaction scores after staffing disruptions. Project delays. Percentage of deliverables affected by unplanned staffing shortages. Customer churn. Increase in customer attrition following service quality issues. Staffing challenges directly impact the customer experience. These negative impressions can take years to overcome, even after staffing issues are resolved. Innovative thinking. First casualty of staffing problems. Adaptability to change. Requires bandwidth beyond daily operations. Technology adoption. Delayed without proper skill planning. Competitive advantage. Erodes without continuous innovation. Organizations without strategic staffing plans struggle to innovate. They are too busy fighting daily fires to develop future capabilities. Employment contract issues. Contract disputes, severance costs. $25,000 to $150,000. Poor staffing practices increase legal exposure. Without proper planning, organizations face significant liability across multiple fronts simultaneously. Ignored staffing planning. Workers direct operated without workforce forecasting. They relied on reactive hiring when needs arose. Lost key personnel. 5 department heads left simultaneously. No succession plan existed. Critical knowledge disappeared overnight. Operational breakdown. Projects stalled. Customer deadlines missed. Remaining staff became overwhelmed and demoralized. Financial impact. Revenue dropped 31%. Emergency staffing costs soared. The company lost $4.2 million in 6 months. Strategic plan implementation. Staff Direct developed comprehensive workforce planning. They mapped skills and created succession plans for all key roles. Proactive talent development. Cross-training programs filled potential gaps. Development pathways kept top talent engaged and growing internally. Measured results. Turnover decreased 28%. Productivity rose 17%. Recruitment costs fell 35%. Customer satisfaction improved 22%. Competitive advantage. When competitors struggled with staffing disruptions, Staff Direct capitalized on stability to win major contracts. Workforce analysis. Current capabilities assessment. Future needs forecasting. Capacity planning models. Skills gap identification. Competency mapping. Critical skill forecasting. Development priorities. Talent development. Career progression paths. Training program design. Mentorship initiatives. Succession planning. Leadership pipeline. Knowledge transfer protocols. Role transition frameworks. Current state assessment. Analyze existing workforce capabilities, structures, and gaps. Document critical roles and knowledge repositories. Future state definition. Define optimal organizational structure. Identify emerging skill needs and obsolescence risks. Gap analysis. Quantify disparities between current and future needs. Prioritize addressing highest risk areas. Strategic plan development. Create comprehensive roadmap for recruitment, development, retention, and succession planning. Implementation and monitoring. Execute plan with clear milestones. Establish metrics and regular review processes. Modern staffing strategies leverage powerful technologies. These tools transform workforce planning from guesswork into data-driven decision-making. Key performance indicators. Turnover reduction metrics. Recruitment efficiency. Skill gap closure rates. Continuous improvement. Feedback mechanisms. Iterative plan refinement. Benchmarking against leaders. Regular plan reviews. Quarterly progress assessments. Adjustment protocols. Stakeholder communication. Resistance to change. The most significant barrier, 85% impact, requiring targeted change management and clear communication of benefits. Data limitations. Incomplete or inaccurate workforce data, 72% impact, can undermine planning efforts and lead to faulty strategies. Resource constraints. Limited time, budget and personnel, 68% impact, often restrict the scope and effectiveness of implementation. Leadership alignment. Differing priorities among executives, 61% impact, can lead to inconsistent support and mixed messaging. Competing priorities. Organizations balancing multiple initiatives, 57% impact, may struggle to maintain focus on staffing strategies. Implementation challenges are normal. Success requires clear communication, stakeholder engagement, and demonstrating early wins to build momentum. Turnover reduction. Average improvement after strategic staffing implementation. Annual savings. Typical cost reduction for mid-sized company. Productivity gain. Measured increase in output per employee. ROI multiple. Typical return on strategic staffing investment. Strategic staffing delivers measurable financial returns. The investment pays for itself many times over through both cost savings and revenue growth. Schedule strategic assessment. Conduct workforce analysis and gap identification by end of quarter. Define your specific risks beyond April 2025. Form planning team. Establish cross-functional team with executive sponsorship. Allocate dedicated resources to plan development. Develop action plan. Create comprehensive strategic staffing roadmap with clear milestones. Set specific objectives for pre-2025 preparation. Implement now. Begin execution immediately to avoid the significant costs of delay. Small steps now prevent major problems later.